Is it Monday? Oh my gosh. It's Monday, September 1st. If it's Monday, it's 9 o'clock at night for me. And we're, getting started. This is the third quarter of the year, 3 months left in the year. And then um, um, in next year, I think we'll have been doing this for what, Adam, 4-ish, 5-ish
Don't
years?
ask me. My memory's shot.
Oh, all right then.
That's why I was in the hospital.
Oh, okay. They erased your memory for you?
Well, no, that's why I had brain surgery.
I think
Right.
it
Well,
leaked out.
well, you're
Probably. I
well,
think
you're
I
right.
feel it right here.
You're right, David. This is the third quarter, but next month will start the fourth quarter.
Oh, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, my math is off. Right. Okay. I probably used a ZX81 to calculate which quarter we were in, and maybe I overran
The buffer.
the buffer
Could
exactly.
be, or the RAM pack wobbled and you lost
That's
everything.
right. It just glitched out on me, and I just like went with whatever number popped up on the screen, which is was a 3/0.
Well,
Uh,
kind of like Ryan's, help file there. The mere word quarter just is kind of a
mhm.
four things, right? So,
Yeah. All right. All right. I don't have an agenda for us. I mean, I do have one thing, and that is in our last meeting on Sunday, the 10th, uh, I just uploaded the video for that to YouTube, and it was with Asa Gordon, who was an astrodynamicist at NASA, and he was there for quite a while. He used a Timex Sinclair 2068 to sort of test slash prove his ideas and theories. And so he published this paper that got presented somewhere in, I don't remember where, but anyway, he has since taken that original, the NASA version of this paper. They published them on their website, and he added uh, uh, his listings from the 2060 from then, right, for generating all of this data, for figuring out basically the position of a satellite. And this is pre-GPS data, so this is apparently a big deal. And he's asked us if we would retype that for him. And he
Oh.
also wrote a little video game for his kids at the time called Gotcha, which is kind of like a Pac-Man esque thing. And based on the listing alone, it's a little incomplete because um, uh, it's clear that he has the UDGs, stored in upper memory, and the listing shows the UDGs, as they would render. So a little bit of recreating that, we'll be recreating those UDGs, but it's a good quality resolution.
How big are these programs? Are they 48Ks or
No, no. The gotcha one is, I don't know, maybe 50 lines or something like that.
oh,
Not a whole lot. It's the math ones that are insane. Um, few hundred-ish lines, like somewhere between 100 and to 200 lines, and uh, if you might expect, lots and lots of math. I mean, but the listings are fairly clear. It's just that there's like three or four of them, and
and they
uh,
were printed out on what kind of printer?
so these were printed out. It looked like on a. Let me just find that document. Um, they were printed out on
And you
some
scanned them already, sounds
higher
like.
quality. No, actually, he did.
Oh, okay.
Let me find the technical paper. Okay, so
because
here's
technically you should be able to OCR that, and then you'll get text, and then you might be able to import that into
that's
Good luck with that.
no,
ZX
actually,
base
and
or
and
something.
Carl's right, because sorry, let me just back up here. So here's his paper that published a couple of years after his work. um and so what it does is it allows you to predict the position of a satellite. And this is important, of course, because prior to GPS and that other jazz, it was just all math. All right, so I'm going to skip past all this ridiculous math stuff that I can't even begin to understand because I did not take anything beyond.
Oh my God, that looks
Okay, so
awesome and ununderstandable to me.
yep, totally, totally, yep.
I do need to show this to my stepfather though, who would probably get a kick out of this because he knows he would understand the math.
So to your point, Carl, this this stuff has been fairly well recognized. And just like I did a copy and paste into into my favorite editor, and it came across reasonably well. Lines like line 2 here with its funky spacing obviously comes across as funky, and then it has a little bit of a difficult time figuring out the difference between less than, greater than, and parentheses.
Yeah,
So
I can tell. I just right here, just looking at that, I can't tell.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
probably could if I had the actual. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me make this a little bigger here.
Yeah, I can totally tell now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a lot of those fonts where those parentheses were a little angular.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this one is, I mean, these numbers don't
Whoa, go
really
back up
correspond.
to that. What the hell's going on there in line
I
207?
I told you, man.
What
Math
is
and
happening?
lots of it.
It would take me a month to type that in just to get it correct.
And
Well, that's what I mean. You probably want to OCR this and then get it into, and OCR's come a long way. Obviously, it's 2025, and it could probably do a very good job on this, especially this font. This is
yeah,
really clear.
yeah.
Well, it has been, but I guess maybe you can use something better. But I was just messing around with some OCR software yesterday that was free called what is it called again? Naps. Or I think yeah. Anyway,
Well,
it's the stuff I use for scanning, and it's not so great. So
and I don't know if you
Look,
know this, but Chrome
The
now,
Windows 11 snip tool now has OCR built in.
right, and so does Chrome.
Just use that and then click the little text box. It will do the OCR on it.
well,
It
I'm
does a
still
pretty good
I
job.
don't I use Windows 10 still, but yeah.
so
So
be careful because Windows 10 ends support on October, and they kind of talk about it'll still be a little while before the hackers really delve into
Right.
the exploits. But I
Yeah,
just
I plan
finished.
to update it. It's been a long, tough past few months, I will tell you.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, I know how that goes. But anyway, yeah.
so
But
there,
yeah, like David was saying, Google could probably OCR this as well, pretty
yeah,
well. Google Translate or Google whatever the hell.
yeah, yeah. So if you open a PDF in Google, in that whatever,
Google Docs.
the no in Chrome, sorry, not in Google, but in Chrome, uh Chrome now has built-in super high quality OCR.
Oh,
uh,
I did not know that.
yeah.
Plus, I
So
use Acrobat, Adobe Acrobat, and that has its own OCR built into the Acrobat itself. So, and that's pretty good.
so the OCR portion I can get, but I think what I would like help with is verifying that what I've typed is actually, or corrected, whatever, is actually what's in the listing. So you don't have to volunteer right this minute, but I may reach out to you later.
But so I'm sure he said during the last meeting, but since I was not present, um, what was his storage device at the time?
Oh, tape.
Tape? Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. And this, you know, the I mean, aside from his his advances in math, um his the big deal was here is that folks were using the mainframes, and it was difficult to get mainframe time, and this Timex came out and you went out and bought one, and learned
Hmm.
enough in a very short amount of time to write these really complicated programs. It was really cool. And if you've seen that, oh shoot, I forgot the name of that film. The one about the NASA, the people who were computers. Hidden Figures. If you've seen Hidden Figures, one of the people portrayed in that film was one of his bosses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really, really interesting. Really interesting dude.
I promised myself I would never look at calculus again until once I graduated high school.
Yeah.
You're going to make me look at it again, aren't you?
I'm not sure if it's calculus. I mean,
yeah, calculus. I could say I saw the symbols, and yeah, it's definitely calculus.
Okay.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
If you got a recent phone, you might want to try just taking a picture and then
in notes.
You tap.
Okay.
Well, you tap on the picture. I just took a picture of the screen as you were whizzing through there.
Oh, that's crazy.
If that works, I will faint.
So, like, take a picture and then tap on there.
Oh, that's so funny.
And you get the text button.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right. So.
And then I can.
That's probably a feature.
Call that phone number
in the Mac OS too.
Wow.
Well, let's see. I think I got to tap and hold. Then I can say select all in the text.
Yeah.
It's a little fiddly because it's kind of wonky.
Okay.
You can put that link into the chat, David, so then I can get to the PDF. I don't know where that is. You just kind of showed it, but
yeah.
What I'll do is upload it to the Google Drive.
The really hard part is going to be that even when we get a good OCR, you'll have to verify all those constants to every decimal.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
you got it.
And he probably didn't use anything specific to the 2068, so it might actually even work in a Spectrum too.
Yeah, I think you are correct.
All the math stuff is the same, right? There's no real special extra 2068ness. All of that's just straight from the Spectrum.
There's some FFNs up at the front where they
belong. Oh, yeah.
But
what's that?
There's some def FNs.
Well, Spectrum had that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that they were there and up at the front where they belong, as opposed to.
And unless it's the only thing unless he, like I used in like a graphing program, I use on error to trap the divide by zeros, infinities, but that's about the only difference there might be, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of say that because if somebody's got a Spectrum emulator as opposed to a 2068 emulator, that should, there's more of those out there, right? So it should work in the Spectrum ones just as easy. So it might be easier to check the syntax.
Asa's here. Asa. Are you there? I mean, I see him on the list. I see his picture. He might.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm here.
So,
yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to whoever wrote the accompanying script to my video. I want to compliment whoever that was. It was very good.
That was of a program that listens to the recording, and then turns it into a narrative.
Huh.
So that was AI for you.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to draw up an exhibit from that. I'm going to make an exhibit from those, if that's okay with you guys, and
absolutely
submit that to the university. All right. Well, so I want to thank you for that. And that's kind of scary because it's right on, except for one thing. And this is all my fault because I never lost my Southern accent. And so it has in there brow, where I was saying Brow-Ladane orbit theory. And it translated that as brown. That's the only error I saw in that,
Can you email the proper spelling to me? And
I'll email you the correct thing so I can just put that into the script. Well, that's scary.
Yeah, that's kind of standard fare these days with Zoom calls and everything. That because I can't go to every one of them at my work, so a lot of times I'll just look at the because it will kind of summarize the meeting for you, and so you don't have to go through an hour's worth of BS. You could just kind of
Listening to Carl talk. Well, that's all
yeah.
Carl
Well,
talking.
there's some people that we have that I work with that will just go on and on and on. I mean, I'm not one of those people, but oh my God, yeah,
Don't
it's
point
so.
fingers at me.
I'm not pointing fingers at you. I'm talking about folks that I work with that just like to drone on about things. But so yeah, that is convenient to have the AI companions in Zoom and Teams, and they really help.
Yeah, it cuts down to the essence,
Yeah, that is a good use of AI, I think. Obviously there's not so good uses for it, but I think that is a good use for it.
Yeah.
Hey, David, just kind of
Yes.
cutting in here.
Yeah, please jump in.
My name's James Cowdery. I'm a first timer here.
And we were going to pick on you eventually, but that's cool.
Were you? Okay. Well,
That's what we
I
do
didn't
to
know
new-
if that was going to
folks.
happen. So I have one agenda item, which is VSF East. I'm planning to go there in April, and I was thinking about, rather than just visiting, I was thinking about setting up a stall. So I was just kind of throwing that open to see if there was any interest in anyone joining me for that.
So
that's beginning of May, actually. It's not April this year. It's a little later. I think it's like first week of May or something.
And it's in New Jersey, right?
Wall, New Jersey, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
are you, I mean, despite your accent, are you in the States?
I'm based in the state of Maine.
Oh, Maine. Oh, okay. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Well, I mean, that's about the same distance for me to drive to the Jersey one as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long day. I don't do it very often, but I decided that I would make the trip next year, barring emergencies or anything else. So,
is it like a 6-hour drive or something like that?
No. More than that.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
7 or 8, I think.
Yeah. Even if you were down at the border, the Maine and Massachusetts, it would still be.
No.
You have to go through Massachusetts and Connecticut and parts of New York, and parts of New York is what's going to kill you.
That's
I used to live in Connecticut, and we'd drive up to Maine, and it used to take us about 6 hours.
Yeah.
But that's true. You have to drive through.
Yeah.
I'm in southern Maine, thankfully, rather than in a roost stick or something. Just take forever. So yeah.
I was just going to say that's just your geography over there because you have so much traffic. I would say the distance wise, because we're in New Mexico. So, I mean, like going from here to Phoenix or something like that. Yeah, it's 400 or 500 miles, but you can take the interstate and it's wide open spaces, whereas I'm sure where you're going, it's not, what do you think the distance is mileage wise?
I think you could do the limit until you hit maybe the outskirts of New York. Maybe, yeah. I think so. I can be in Connecticut in 4 hours.
Okay.
Are we talking like 400 miles or 700 miles or what's the?
I don't know, but
okay.
Unless you get caught in traffic in New York or something, or there's an accident, you get unlucky, you can do the limit all the way. Yeah. So anyway, so that's me. I'm from the UK originally. Used Spectrums when I was 10, 11 years old, back in 81, 82. That's actually where most of my memory is. Things like user-defined graphics, terms which I haven't heard for, people mention for many, many years. I didn't know how they worked then, but I've forgotten most of it now. But I have a small collection with some interesting items, which I can show you as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
show us what you got.
Yeah, most it's kind of pretty pedestrian, but there are a couple of. Just flip the video. Hang on. Just got to figure out how to do this. Swap the camera. Where is it? Anybody know where the camera flipping button is?
I think you'd have
on
to.
this thing?
You're using Zoom on an iPad.
Yeah, iPad. Yeah.
You might have to just select a different. There's a camera icon.
Can depend on the screen you're on too.
Hang on, I'm going to stop the video and then I'm going to start it again. And it's
on mine, it's in the upper right.
Oh yeah, I've got it. There we go.
There we go.
You see the floor here.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, so this is what we've got here. Interesting items, I guess. Issue 1 Spectrum with the kind of dead bug bod mod. So it's like Bodge-tastic. This isn't working at the moment. That's my kind of winter project. Summers are short in Maine, so everything gets left to the winter. There's that, and then this is scientific calculator. I've had this. This was my mother's cousin. He was the only engineer in the family, and he left it to me. So it has a lot of sentimental value. It's something I'll never part with. The history of it is quite interesting because Sinclair undercut TI, and the way they did it was actually by deciding that nobody really needed results accurate to the number of figures on the screen. It was a real hack job. But anyway,
you were competing with a slide rule, though. Remember?
Yeah, I don't know how kind of successful they were. To me, you shouldn't present any accuracy on the screen that isn't useful. So I'm not particularly keen on what they did, but anyway, if you read the history of it, it's kind of quite interesting.
Do you know what kind of significant digits you got on that Sinclair Scientific? When did that?
Yeah,
when did that come out?
It's kind of like floating point. I think this is.
That's probably in the
mid-70s,
76 maybe.
Yeah, I would say it's about that. I was going to say 75, but yeah, I think you might be right.
That's the early ones where, like you were saying, that they kind of were working with TI. Because they had later ones that looked very similar to that, but they used the National Semiconductor chips inside.
Yeah. I can't. I did read the whole kind of history. It's obviously all online, but all I can vaguely remember from it is that they used a chip in order to save cost. Of course, they used a chip or processor that didn't give them the accuracy that people were used to getting, but they figured that people didn't need it, and there we go. So anyway, it's just that's it from me.
Cool. James, yeah,
Oh, and thank you, David, for the cartridge, which is in the 2068 in the moment.
Okay. Do you have a tape player then? Is that how you're going to load your programs? Old school
No,
stuff?
I just use a for the moment I'm using a tablet, an Android tablet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard folks do that.
Yeah, it works well.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was actually thinking about going to the VCF East just because it's not that far, not as far certainly as Chicago is. But I just hadn't gotten. I want to get past Chicago and see how that goes. See how much work is involved, and then make a thought about it.
And that should kind of be an agenda item for at least today, because this is the last meeting, right? Till that happens. So,
thank you very much. So let's just you and Adam both on top of that.
Well, I haven't been to a lot of meetings. Like I said, work's got me jammed up, but so I definitely wanted to come to this one because, like I said, it's the last one before we all go to this show.
Yeah, and off the top of my head, it's It's the Albuquerque Three. The famous criminals from Albuquerque.
Right.
Ingo and his brother, David Green. David, you're here. Peyton, Joe.
Wow.
Yeah. Joe is a maniac, and he's driving from Kansas. Peyton, you're driving too, right? I think you said
Yep.
that.
Yeah, that was the planned drive.
No, okay. You guys, more power to you.
Where are you driving from, Peyton?
Just south of Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm driving from way, way far away.
yeah,
Peyton, I'd offer to pick you up, but my son lives in Chicago, so I'm going early and staying late. So unless you want to take a whole week off.
No worries. And funny enough, I've got family that now lives in Chicago, and then family that's going to be there. So we're going to try to do a whole meetup one night as well. So
Great.
Yeah, that'll be pretty neat. Work out well.
Awesome.
Have them come. They can play with the 2068.
Jeff Burrell is going to be there. Z, who is sometimes on our meetings, is going to be there. I'm trying to remember who else. A guy named Jeff Fetta, who used to show at VCF, but now lives in this North Carolina or something like that, is planning on coming. Were we going to say something, Carl?
No. Just,
okay.
I don't know how many people from, I know Ingo's in California now, so that's probably the furthest away.
I think so.
Obviously the Albuquerque 3, we're flying out there. Definitely not driving.
Carl, you're having some stuff sent because, right, you wanted to have some of your stuff. So you're mailing it to, or what are you doing?
Somebody offered that, but I think I'm just, being that work had me jammed up, I didn't have near enough, time to actually get things together. So I think I'll probably be able to bring it with me, as either check baggage or carry on or something. But
well, I'll tell you something that was a little weird. Like my wife was in Florida until this morning, and I thought she was joking with me, but she went through security and she bought some spices, and they actually had to open up all of her spices and they checked them to see if they were explosives, and which I was kind of shocked. So if you bring any, I don't know if they're cracking down more or what, but that was pretty extreme.
That's pretty.
Was that was carry on, right?
Yes, it was carry on.
Obviously, yeah. I think check baggage, they might open it down there, but they don't certainly open it, when you just give it to the flight people and they throw it on the conveyor belt. But yeah, if you're taking it with you, and you go through security, I could see them cracking down more. And then I hope, I don't know what the weather's exactly going to be like. I know there's a big cold front that's coming up to you guys here this coming week. They're talking 15, 20 degrees colder than normal. So I mean, that kind of affects people that are flying there, what you're going to wear. It might
Chicago, bring a jacket. I don't care if it's the middle of August. It's Chicago, bring a jacket. You don't need a coat, but you better bring a jacket. You're going to be better off if you bring a jacket. If you don't wear it, it's not a big deal. But the weather here, I'm telling you, it can be 70 degrees one day, 90 degrees the next day, and then the next day it's 50 degrees.
Right. So, okay.
Especially this time of year, September, it starts to get really weird. September and April and September and some parts of May can be like that.
Well, that's good. That's actually good to know.
My birthday is May 22nd. It actually snowed once on my birthday here.
Yeah. I just I'm kind of looking at the forecast and, kind of seeing what I might. But yeah, definitely got to bring a jacket because, like I said, you guys are going to get hit with a cold front this week.
So,
I mean,
anyway, it's next weekend, and the prediction is low 60s overnight, mid 70s during the day.
Well, that's perfect.
I was gonna say, is that like freezing for you?
No, that would be perfect weather.
Now, Carl, are you going to need some kind of monitor?
That probably would be good. Yeah, because like I said, I'm gonna bring my 1500 prototype, and that needs a composite output, obviously.
Yep.
I don't think anything else that I'm gonna bring, I'm gonna hook up to a display. So that would be, because I'm gonna bring that in the cartridge stuff, right? Because I think some people might be there to actually buy that. And then some of the adapters, I know that we talked to some who posted that on the forums about wanting an adapter for the 1000 or something like that. And I was making these ones up that have, God forbid, the switch in the end of them. Adam was giving me some side eye about that, but
So I have 2 LCDs that I'm bringing that will all do composite. I have 3 CRTs. They will all do composite. They won't do anything except composite and S-video,
Okay.
the CRTs. But the LCDs will do VGA as well. So
if somebody has that might be good for Ingo, because if with the the Westby.
And Ryan, what about you? What do you need?
Well, I don't. Well, I was not planning on really bringing much of anything at all.
Okay.
Because I think others are going to cover pretty much what I have, unless the only thing I can think of is I was just going to bring something, that was, if anything was different. The only thing I can think of pretty much is my US Spectrum that Carl has.
Okay.
Oh,
I still have that too. Damn it.
You do still have it.
Yeah.
He sold it.
No. Well, I did
Yeah.
want to bring a TS2000 prototype, which have been basically the same thing, just in a silver case, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's too bad, because that was pretty nifty. All right, cool.
So how many people is on that list? Like, I didn't actually, that sounded like 15 people or something.
Oh, here we go. Hang on just a sec. I'm looking at my sheet.
Because we're going to be having dinner on Saturday night at some restaurant, right?
That's correct. Okay,
Yeah.
so Adam, Carl, David Green, Greg Bennett, Ingo, Jeff Coleman from Shreveport, and Joe, Mark Martin, who sometimes comes to our meetings, Michael, Ingo's brother, Peyton, Randy Kindig, although he's not going to be, at our table, he's going to be somewhere else. And like I said, so about 18-ish,
Wow.
17, 18 people,
Wow.
of us.
That's the most Timex people ever together in one space ever.
In a long time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I know you got a table, David, obviously, or maybe you got 2.
I got 2.
2? Wow.
Okay.
I'm
and then I got 1.
Okay.
Oh,
and I left out, I'm sorry, I left out Stuart. Stuart's coming.
Oh, great. It's been
Yeah.
a while since I've seen him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to have Stuart.
Stuart's got the table in between me and David.
I think
I'm guessing he must be taking a whole bunch of stuff to sell.
Oh, he said he's going to bring some books and stuff. Yeah, and other little doodads.
Well, it'd be, the big thing. It'd be good to meet these, you guys actually in person. That's the.
That's
that
exactly
would be
right.
the big. So we can all share germs and get everybody sick.
Yeah, the first time I got COVID was in Chicago, so my memories of
who's bringing the infection.
Yes, that's just how we find out which of you are just AI.
It's going to be the 3 of us, it's Ryan, me, and Carl.
What'll be interesting is how many people who are there, who've come for perhaps many years, actually were Timex people too. You just never had the Timex representation. That'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, is that we get to meet. Oh, actually, yeah, there's Mowgli told me that there's somebody who's setting up a Sinclair table, like across the way from us. So yeah, there'll be new people to meet.
It'll be
Let's
nice
bring
to
some
see.
rubber bands and so we can fling them at them.
I
Just
have some Sinclair stuff to sell. So
Cool.
I was just gonna say, just bring some
stuff that I
paper.
made.
Just bring some paper and some straws. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Spit wads, man.
right. Oh God.
Building these, PCB way, you got to buy 10 boards. It just doesn't make any sense to buy anything but 10. So I end up building them all. I want one. I have my one.
What is that?
This is interface 2 for a Spectrum.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the interface too, with the
Interface.
cartridge port and yeah.
It's one of those shared projects, and
I might be interested in one of those. That might be cool. I don't have an interface too.
Well, for you, I'll give it to you. I'm not looking to make money off this stuff.
Well, yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I just want
I'll
my money back.
I'll buy you a beer, or I'll shoot a spit wad at you or something.
Well, I think you and I could work a deal. I think I could use one of those.
He's already hustling you.
The cartridge things. Yeah. That's where I know Rich J is. He wants one of those too. So
yeah, maybe you throw one of those in your bag for me, and I can.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring probably 10 of those. So yeah, like you said, I don't go through PCB way much, but I do JLC PCB. JLC PCB. So, but you only have to get 5 from them.
Yeah.
But the price for 5 and the price for 10.
You're right.
It's the same.
It's like $1 more.
No, it's the same price. You just pay a little bit more shipping, I think.
It could be, yeah, but I haven't even looked at making a board now with all the shipping crap going on. I don't even know how that works anymore.
Let me tell you, it's not cheap.
Yeah. So
I don't know what that means. The dipping.
Shipping.
Oh, shipping.
Yeah.
Oh, because of the
tariffs and trade stuff. Right. Yeah. It makes things. Well, like I said, I got on my boards months ago. So, I mean, I still got affected by some of it, but now they've gotten even worse, I think. So, yeah, I'm glad I'm not doing that exactly right now, but
Mm-hmm.
My last order, it didn't hit me real hard, but the order before that, in fact, I don't even think I put it through because that was when the tariffs were like 50% or 60% or something, and I'm like,
yeah. I think the order before the last one I did was when they did the first tariffs, which I think were like 135% or something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't buying a lot, so it was still a lot of extra that I didn't want to spend, but I think that was the first order of these Kilo Z, TS2068 boards. I think I had to pay more for it, but
And then we're gonna go around. So the show on Saturday is like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Oh, Carl, are you getting in on Friday?
Yes.
Because they want us to set up on Friday.
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay.
They want all the set up on Friday. We're going to get in kind of, Adam, I
think we get in late. I think we get in like 6 or 7 or something like that.
Okay.
My wife and I were just looking at the time earlier today, but I think it was like 7. Ryan, was it like 7?
I think so. I'm just trying to find it.
Yeah, it's on my wife's. I don't have it.
I think we leave. I think I leave around noon here, and so I'm already losing time because I'm going back east, right? And so I think I get there maybe like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then I got to go get the car, which apparently is you don't have the rent-a-car places in the airport there in Chicago, right? It's you got to take a shuttle way out to the coast to the bay or the.
Flying into Midway or O'Hare?
The one I'm flying into is O'Hare, and I'm leaving out of Midway.
Okay.
Because I'm flying in on United, and then I'm going out on Southwest. So I won't be flying in with Adam and Ryan.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Because
we get in. We get in at 5:20.
5:20. Yeah.
Yeah, you
We have a
guys, and
straight shot there. Are you changing
But-
planes, Carl?
no, I got a straight. I'm
Okay.
not doing that. I don't do that anymore. I've lost luggage before and stuff like that with layovers, so I try to get a direct flight whenever I can. But anyway, so I got to go get the car, right? So I don't know if I'll be able to come and pick you guys up because I think I get in an hour before you.
Oh, that's right. You get in before you get the car, so you need to go on to set up, and we'll have to Uber or something.
Well, see, the other thing, well, I was thinking of coming to pick you up, but where Schaumburg is, that's even north of O'Hare.
Yeah, it's northwest.
Yeah, so you guys are way down south in that airport. You know what I'm saying?
Are you
So
guys flying into Midway?
Adam and Ryan are.
Okay.
They're flying into Midway. I'm flying into O'Hare. I got to
You're
go
quite
get
a
the
ways
car.
away. You're probably at least an hour, if not an hour and a half away.
Yeah. I was looking at that and I'm like, damn, that's
Wait, we are?
You are. Midway
Oh,
is way
shit.
south. Yeah, Midway is way south.
Midway's in the city. And Schaumburg is way northwest suburb.
Maybe we should change our freaking flights.
I wouldn't worry about it. It's just because I don't think you guys are carrying in anything. I just don't know that I'll be able to.
But if we're not renting a car, we should, because I can't drive. Ryan, would you be into renting a car?
You don't want to drive in Chicago. You just
Well,
don't.
I can't. I don't drive anyway. I have epilepsy.
No, we'll just get a ride.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Because like I said, I come into O'Hare and then I got to go get a rent-a-car, which is, again, more further east, right? Where I guess all the rent-a-car places are, from what I can see. I'm more used to airports that have the rent-a-car places right pretty close to the airport, right? They're either on the grounds of the airport or they're, maybe just a little bit outside of the airport. But this looks like a big old shuttle drive. Anybody that's in Chicago might know more about that than me, but it looks like the shuttle place or the rent-a-car place is out by, the coast of the lake somewhere east of the airport.
No, it's not that far.
Okay.
No, it's not. You get on a shuttle bus and you're there in 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not too crazy.
I just don't like the fact that I got to go further east to get my car, and then I got to come back west to go back to Schaumburg. So kind of doubling back on myself. But anyway, once I get the car, I can take us all, Ryan and Adam, to Midway.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know.
It depends what time you're leaving and stuff like that.
Well, we're all leaving on the same flights.
Oh, well, there we are. I don't remember. Okay.
So,
right back is the same.
Yeah. So the only thing is that the car drop off. If I have to drop the car off at the rental place, which is where the hell it is, then we got to have to get an Uber to Midway from the shuttle, or maybe they'll shuttle us back to that.
There's a train you can take that goes between the two airports.
Okay. Well, we'll have to look at that too while we're there or I might look that up earlier because I don't want to. I hate looking stuff up, last minute. That's not a good time to be doing that.
So there's no train that takes you between the two airports. There are two different trains. There's the blue line leaves from O'Hare and will take you into the city. And then you switch to the red line, which is basically just a block over from the blue line. And they have various underground transfer places where you can transfer directly to the red line, and the red line takes you to Midway. From O'Hare to downtown on the blue line is approximately 50 to 55 minutes if things are going at normal speeds. I have no idea about Midway because I've never dealt with Midway.
I thought they had a train that went in between the two. I apologize.
Yeah, they don't.
Well, the big thing is I don't know if I can drop the car off at the airport, right? I would assume probably I can't.
Well, Carl, who are you renting from?
I think it's Davis, or I'm not sure. I have to look that up as well. But
I mean, it both should have,
because that's kind of been convenient enough. I don't mind picking the car up because, like I said, they'll shuttle you from the airport to the rent-a-car place so you can get the rent-a-car. But if I have to take the rent-a-car back to the rent-a-car place and take another shuttle back to the airport again, I'm sure they probably do that as well, right? Because that's their business.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their business, right? So I'm sure I could get a shuttle there, but I mean, if I could just drive to the airport to Midway and just leave the car there and they can take care of it, that would be more convenient, right? That's all I'm saying. But
They
they
have-
may not. They may not want to do that.
No, you should be able to return it. Avis has a place at Midway.
Okay. Sorry for the kind of crappy questions, but hey,
Well, that's what this meeting, that
Well,
David
yeah,
said,
right.
he said that we would talk about that a lot. So
I mean, like I said, I'm older now, so traveling is not on my high satisfaction
things to do.
list. Well, yeah, because it's just like I said, every time I've been traveling so much the last couple of months, I'm just like sick of it. And living out of a suitcase for 3 weeks out of the month is just not. Maybe, like I said, if you're 20, 30 years old, it's probably great. I remember loving that, but now I'm just like the hassles of, I mean, flying is not a big deal. You're just in the air flying. There's nothing you can do. But, you got to go to the airport and then there's all the people there and that's where I get usually sick because, you're around all these people from everywhere else. Right. And that's usually when I'll pick up something. I'm not saying I'll get anything from any of you guys, Bart.
Wear a mask, wash your hands often.
Okay, yeah. So
he's pointing, I think he was pointing to David Green over there.
No. I don't see anybody here sick, so I don't think we're gonna get each other sick. But like I said, when you're going through the airport, it's fair game.
Oh yeah.
I don't go anywhere, so there's no way I can get sick until I show up and get it from one of you guys. So
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got COVID about 3 weeks ago, and I've been recovering from brain surgery in early July, and I don't go anywhere. So where did I get COVID? I don't fucking know. So yeah.
Were you hanging out with the garbage man?
I was not.
Probably got it from your wife because she goes around.
She does.
Right?
She goes. Yeah, she works. Yeah, at the hospital or.
So you might have, unfortunately, picked it up.
But
from
she
her.
didn't get it. So.
Well, yeah, maybe she just her immune system's better than yours.
Yeah, mine is all. Yeah, they did say mine is going to be all messed up. That's one of the things I'm a little worried about this trip because I'm still not going to be totally recovered from the surgery. So, but.
Well, like Mowgli said, wear a mask, man, if you feel comfortable with that.
Wear a mask. Take some airborne. They do work.
So I don't know what that is.
It's like a vitamin, boost your immune system a little bit.
Okay.
It's made for travel. I used to take them all the time.
Yeah, so I was recently at the Worldcon, and that was like 7,000 plus people in the convention center, and I made it through that without getting sick. But we had a big run on Sunday of tests. So I know a lot of people got sick.
Oh.
I managed to avoid it. So
and
I was one of the few people who wore a mask pretty much the whole time. So I do suggest, and I mean, I will at VCF also wear a mask the whole time. And I've done that before, and especially during the COVID years. And there was one year, I forget which, when like a bunch of people at VCF came down with COVID, but I didn't that year because again, I was wearing a mask the whole time. So I at least
makes
recommend
me feel great. Great.
Hi. Well, that's good that we're talking about this because it's real. So definitely bring some masks or. I don't know what's going on with the freaking COVID vaccine right now with JFK. I think New Mexico doesn't even offer it anymore because now it's supposed to be a prescription thing. You can't just I don't know.
They just changed a bunch of rules on it. In certain states, they're not allowed to offer it at all.
Right.
Other states, they're only allowed to offer it to certain groups of people, and you have to get a prescription and blah blah blah. They've kind of messed that up entirely.
Hi guys.
Hey, hi Rich. Go ahead.
Yeah. How you doing, David? Yeah, I have a couple of things I want to share with you that I've been working on here the last couple of months. Real briefly, as far as COVID though, you guys are all talking about getting the COVID. I had it a couple of years ago, got a guy from Florida, one of the veterans that I meet with once every year or two, and got it pretty good. And I get all the vaccines. I told the VA, I says, you got something you want to put in me? Do it. I want it all. I don't want to fool around. Anyway, never had
That's what she said.
Yeah,
God.
I know. Hey,
Now you're gonna have to edit this video.
yeah, look, not to get off the track here. Here's the things I wanted to go over with you and talk over with you, Carl. You know, I just had an answer from you on the cartridges.
Right. And I will bring some.
And
So
here
yeah,
is
you can.
my take on the cartridge system. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little box, fold open lid, board and cartridge inside, and so on.
Oh, okay.
Neat. Just plug it on. Works on ZX81,000, 1500, and I've got a bunch of the ZX81 plus 38 crap Mahjongg computers that I struggled working on a year or so ago. And they're all done. They all work, not to my liking, but they all work, and this works great with that Mahjongg ZX81 with the 1500 ROM in it. So anyway, that's my take on that. Now, the next thing is, and I think I'll go over this first, because Carl, I don't know, a year or so, I sent you a board. I asked you and David Anderson if you wanted a board,
the 38 board, I think.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the plus 38, it wasn't the Mahjongg. This is the good one. This I call the super one.
Oh, okay.
I know you're working on something. This is a good starting point, because I sent you a board, Carl. It's called a ZX81 NU.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And I'll tell you what, you will not be disappointed in building this little sucker up. It comes with 128K micro, this little chip, little serial chip in there, and a USB port, so you can load and save back and forth all your programs. It loads and saves anything. I mean, if it's machine code, don't matter. You can get it on here with the tape. You can save it on here, and it's great. I use this little guy here, and I got the little cheat code up here for the loads and saves on the micro disk and the USB and so on. And I have my cords built in. Now you can't save from this to a cassette recorder.
Right.
You can load into it, and it loads real well, no problem. And it has a beautiful, crisp, clear picture. It's called, of course, all digital. No ULA. There's like 20 some chips inside.
Right.
Fits right in. And I recently had a 1500 that the board, the SCLD is bad in it. So I took that out, threw it away. And my last board I built up and put it in that 1500. Fits in there, not too much difficulty. Getting it oriented and bolted down. Works great. So, and I think I got a mechanical keyboard on that. But at any rate, here's the ones I really want to go for David and you and all of you guys interested in this Pico system. I don't know, can you read that? Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, here, same kind of deal. Connector here plugs right into the back. Boards inside, the Pico board and the video.
Oh, check it out.
And I put because I want to be able to use it on all the HDMI machines, so I just plugged in a little, excuse me, HDMI adapter in the side here, and it works real well. These boxes, I didn't have to do much engineering because I just started doing this 3D printing, and mostly my son-in-law or my grandsons are into it heavily. But I wanted to make all these boxes for all these products that you guys made and so generously sold them to. Here's the thing from Willie Jones, yes, 2068 JLO floppy disk system, and I plan on putting the floppy right inside the back here.
Okay.
And
Okay.
basically,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's a nice little box, folding lid, so you can get to stuff easily.
And that's going to be a 3.5-inch floppy, right?
What's
Or
that?
right?
It's
3.5
yeah.
inch. Yeah.
yeah, it's a 3x4 box, but each box square is about 1.25 inches or better. So it's like 7 inches this way, and I think close to 5 inches this way. Okay. You see these little things. This is a box I got off of printables. Okay. And I had to make it double height because of the height of the board.
Right.
Okay, so I just cut it off with my Dremel, and I used epoxy around it to seep into the little crevices there. And it's very strong and sturdy.
Kill someone with that.
And it's a little wonder. Plugs right in, loads up. I love this because it suits what I'm doing.
Right.
It suits very well. So anyway, that's my take on all this stuff. I think for the Timex 1000 ZX81, that ZX81NU board, that's the cat's ass. It's just it. And
Okay.
I know you guys could expand on it because I know there's no joystick port. Okay. Whereas the Mahjongg Plus-38 has a joystick port, which I haven't been able to use. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to make the joystick work because I put games in it and I hit those keys. And of course, the games take some other key, to make it work. So I got to figure that out yet, but not a big deal. I know you're supposed to be working on a Super 1000.
Yeah, the board right behind me.
Oh, that's it, huh?
Yeah.
How
Unfortunately, that's life size.
Yeah, it's kind of cut off. Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna it's still gonna use a ULA. So I mean, eventually we may get to a point where, right, we move rid of the ULA, but it does have a WESP on it, so it's gonna have VGA output and composite, right? It's gonna have an AY, the same AY sound chip that this 2068 has in it.
Okay.
It has a joystick port on it, which will be fully programmable, right? You just need to run a little program.
Ah, cool.
Find the keys so you can, if a program uses a certain key.
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
Right. And then it's going to have 512K of RAM.
Yeah. Okay.
512K chip.
Right.
So you can basically have like 8 ZX81s.
Yeah.
At a time, right? Which depending on what bank you want to use,
Mm.
and it's memory backed up, so you won't lose.
Okay, so you got
any
a battery
programs.
goes in there.
Right. It's got.
Wait, what do you mean by it's memory backed up?
It has a R3 2032 that backs up the memory. Now you can't back up the 16K of normal RAM, right? Because the ROM routine erases that every time you power the machine up. So that you can't back up. I mean, you back it up, but it just gets erased by the ROM code, right?
Well,
every
what
time
you're
you power
saying
the
is
machine up.
you
But
can
you could put stuff in other places in that 64K of RAM that
Yeah.
will never get erased.
Right. So you
Right.
could have all kinds of programs in there and just call them up.
Right, exactly. So
That's-
you could put utilities and things in certain places there and call them to do other, to copy code down into the 16K, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, So that's why it's memory backed up. So that's kind of why I'm saying you have 8 machines, literally, because you can switch the jumpers and just change the 8 different 64K blocks, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, we want to do that somehow electronically, right? Programmatically, or however you say that, so that you can do like an out to a port and which banks you want and chunks you want enabled. Sort of similar to the 2068. That way you can do this while the machine is running. You don't have to open it up and switch,
Now, is that gonna
jumpers
fit
around.
in a 1000 case or?
Yes, it's going to be designed for 1000 case. Eventually, like you say, we kind of want to do a 2068 version, which will be a 2068 size board.
Well, okay. Now,
So-
what features is that going to have?
Well, it's going to be the same 1000 in it, but since it's going to have so much capability, we were just thinking, if we get to the point where somebody comes up with a 3D printable 2068 case,
Yeah.
right, then we can actually just use
Right.
that case because it has a better keyboard. Or
Yeah.
you could make a 3D printed case that uses a mechanical keyboard, right?
Right.
So that's kind of where we were looking at it from that standpoint. And you know, as also for expansion. So I mean, there's a lot of room in a 2068 as opposed to 1000, for instance, right? And so we can have other add-in boards maybe that you can add in later
There's
or
a
not
little
at
more
all.
room in the
Yeah,
1500.
there's certainly, and there's more room in the 1500, but it's not as deep, right?
And they're much more rare too. So
Yeah, but
pick
I
up.
mean, the 1500 case though is the Spectrum case, right? So you can just they
Right.
sell those like candy in Britain.
Well, I don't live in Britain.
Well,
but,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you know, you can get those really easily, and you can't get 2068 cases, right? That's why I'm still kind of hoping eventually somebody gets around to, and I think Ingo's brother was kind of working on that, but you know, we all got other things going on, and the 2068 3D printable case is, you know, probably not high on anybody's priority list, but I think it should be, but you know, because that would be a great case to be able to 3D print.
Well, yeah, that'd be cool. As fact, I'm short a case. I have like 5 2068s I bought over the last couple during COVID. You know, had not much else to do, so I was buying stuff from David and you and everybody else. Okay, and I built up this big supply of stuff. Now I know what I want to keep, so I'm going to get rid of the rest. Like all the Mahjongg Plus-38s, which were a nightmare to build. Whereas this NU, that board I sent you, that sucker, you will not be disappointed. It goes 1, 2, 3, and everything works. Boom, out of the box. No problem with selecting a memory chip and all kinds of errors on the schematic and all that. So it's real nice. And David, I'm going to be purchasing another video card from you because I find I'm one short. I have 3 of these JLOs and a couple of the Picos, and I'm short one for the Pico. So I'm going to be buying another video card. And Carl, when you get around to it, I'm going to be buying the cartridges for this little guy. I want to get the newer one. I want to know, is the new cartridge going to fit the same base board, or is that a different board? You know,
the base board is the same. Yeah, all the
that means
logic and stuff is on the cartridge.
Right. Not too much bigger.
Right. Yeah, the interface board is the same. Yeah, it's
excellent. Yeah, these boxes, by the way, 3D printables, come in all different sizes. This one I didn't have to modify other than you build it up and you cut the slots in it and mount it. I basically use screws through the existing board in there and either glue it on top of the screws with insulators or nuts on the top, so it isn't going to interfere with artwork or anything. And it's worked out real well. So and these are big cases here. I thought I was going to do a 3x2, but the boards are just too long. And for the Pico, you got to have room to get your hand in there to change that little Pico on the end, you know.
Rich.
So basically that's it. So the 5x3 or 5x7 board, 5x7 wide is the one I chose. And anyway, that's it. So Carl, when you get around to getting the price and availability of those things, I'd appreciate it. And
you're not going to VCF, right, Rich?
No,
okay.
I really, I don't travel. I used to travel all over the lakes. I had a job servicing ships on the Great Lakes and the oceans, and I used to travel all over, fly, drive, real hassle. Never had a problem with the technical end. I get on a ship, have it fixed within an hour, but it was 8, 9, 10 hours getting there.
Right.
9, 10 hours getting back after overnight. Just a hassle. I'm glad to be done with that. I did that for like 30 years. So Just happy to not to travel too much. I've traveled all over the country with my wife, but
Rich,
a lot of nice vacation time, especially out Four Corners. If you guys ever want to see that Chaco Canyon, that is something to see. It's really amazing what was built by some ancient people 4, 5, 10,000 years ago. But at any rate, we
Rich,
took
I'm going to interrupt you.
trains. Anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time, David.
Because there's folks that I want to talk to who have, who are new here. I want to give them a chance. Keith, are you there?
Who?
Keith Albright? The only Keith we have tonight?
I don't think we can hear you.
I can't hear
you.
You
Might have your mic turned off or something, Keith. I mean, you did unmute, but oh, looks like your microphone's not working, but you are. Keith, we'll come back to you. Okay.
How about now? Hear me now?
Oh, okay,
okay,
I
yes.
gotcha.
Cool.
Yeah, I had the wrong mic selected.
Yeah, that happens.
Yep. So this is my first time joining. I got the email about it, and I was very excited. I recently kind of got into vintage computers and starting to work on my collection. My very first computer was a Timex Sinclair 1000. That's where I kind of cut my teeth, and then moved into the Tandy realm, and then IBM PCs and kind of everything across the board, all over the place. But my heart's still in the early days of typing in programs on the Timex Sinclair 1000, hooked up to a black and white TV. I still have my original. It's unfortunately not in working condition. So that's going to be a winter project, as a gentleman up in Maine was saying. That I'm in Pennsylvania, so we get to have some winter project time as well. I picked up one on eBay, hoping that it would be a fully functional model, but it was not. It also had a keyboard problem, so I'll probably be working on both of those this winter.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And what I found online buying those 1000s is about half of them have bad ULAs and 90% of them have bad keyboards. So I come up with a fix for the keyboards. Of course, the ULA, forget it, just toss it.
Keith, what part of Pennsylvania are you in?
That's where I got all the cases to build up the Super 1000 here.
Okay. So I'm basically between Allentown and Philadelphia. I'm considered like I work out of Philadelphia, but I'm actually closer to Allentown.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I went to VCF East for the first time last year, and I'm looking forward to going back next year as well. So debating whether or not to get a hotel so I could stay overnight, or just make the drive. It's about 2.5 hours.
You're not going Midwest though, right? You're not going to the one just going up in a few weeks.
No. I contemplated that. I saw there was a Southeast one as well, and but I think my wife would kill me if I started traveling to these. Until she gets sick of me, then maybe I'll start traveling.
Well, I just mentioned it because a ton of us are going to be there physically.
Yeah, no,
so,
I was listening to you making your arrangements, and I was like, oh, darn, it's a good opportunity. That's one thing I noticed at VCFE, that there was really no Sinclair representation, and even like I said, I kind of moved into because what our schools had all Tandy Model 3s, Model 4s, so that's what I evolved to, and had a Model 4, but unfortunately committed the ultimate sin of recycling it because I wasn't really into it, didn't need to keep it, took up too much room, that kind of thing, 10, 15 years ago. And now I'm on the hunt to try to find one. So,
yep. That's how it goes.
VCF East has a swap meet, a regular swap meet. So I'm heading there in October, before the show in next April or May. But they have a swap meet there regularly. So I'm hoping to be on the hunt for that.
Keith, did you catch that James, who was on earlier from Maine, is thinking about doing East next year?
Yes. I wasn't sure. Was he saying like doing an actual table or just going to visit?
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but it sounds like maybe it is worth doing, worth trying to do the East. For me to do it, that is next year. So
Okay.
Yeah, don't ring us all into that, David.
and then Carl and Adam and Ryan will come with me.
No. We should probably see if we could do the one in, I think there's one in California, the West. I don't know where that is, but yeah, I don't know. Just
Well,
Well, I've been,
since we
Carl,
fly,
I've
it
been
doesn't
wanting.
really matter. Like like any of them would be
yeah,
easier.
I still
West,
wouldn't drive this to California, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it'd just be
Well,
closer.
Carl,
Right.
there's also the one in Dallas.
Yeah, that might be closer to you guys.
Yeah, that
the
one just
one at
happened in August, I think, right? Something like that.
it's in June.
June. Oh,
the one west is held at the Computer History Museum.
Where
It's
at?
held usually in conjunction with the
Oh.
Computer History Museum in California.
San Francisco or LA or
It's I think that's SGI's old campus in San Jose, maybe.
okay, so San Francisco area, yeah, okay,
Yeah, it's Bay Area.
right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
I went to Southeast, which is interesting because it's held in conjunction with Southern Fried Gaming Expo in July. And so you can play arcade games, play with vintage computers, and play tabletop role-playing and other board games all in the same place.
That's
I
great.
think
Huh.
the Dallas one is released this year was at the Video Game Museum.
Cool.
Hmm.
So, David,
Yes,
how you doing?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
We have with us, David, a former member of the user group that you were pretty active in. So can you tell us a little bit about your history and how, your Timex history and your user group?
I started playing with computers back when I was working in the Fort Worth ISD, and that was probably within my first 5 years. And I was trying to figure out how to get the kids to use computers in my English class. And the people were not real happy with the idea. I mean, I was talking about, hey, look, the Timex Sinclair 1000s. There's nothing to it. It's just this little keyboard, and the kids will be able to go crazy with it. And they didn't think too much of that. And eventually, I ended up buying 2068 and went anywhere I could go with the 2068, from using interfaces. I think the club, everybody got together and built the interfaces to go into full-size dot matrix at that time, and just a bunch of other things. And I learned quite a bit, particularly from one Frank Bolden, who was a tremendous man. And I had worked with a lot of that, and I was writing my own programs. And one of my friends, who was a teacher at Dunbar High School where I was, he had written a program for doing grades. And I said, hey, I'd like to do that. Can I take a look at it? And he said, sure. And I took a look at it. He was doing it as Tandy. I think it was a Tandy 1000 at the time.
Okay.
And I took a look and said, well, I think I can do some of this stuff, and I'm not sure about all of it, but what's the thing of this? And he said, oh, well, for the part that I need to do here, you need to use an array. And I went, oh, okay. Is that what this is? And I mean, I brought out my manual, and I was going through it with stuff, and I asked him, and we actually sat down and finished writing it to where I could do grades on it and have everything set up to work. And I was just pleased as I could be. And I could print out things for the kids every 3 weeks. And the kids loved that. And the teachers were going, how can you do all of this stuff? How can you do that? And I'm going, it's just this little computer I've got. I keep trying to tell them, computers are coming. This is what you need to do. And eventually they said, tell you what, we've got something we want you to try. And I went, like what? And they said, we want you to set up a small computer lab. And I went, no. And then they hung me up with Mac Classic 2s.
Oh,
wow.
And I went, don't you have a PC? Because Max and I don't know anything. Well, I sat down and read and went over things, and I set up a small 6-station lab that the kids could use. And before I knew it, they were moving me to some other place in the building, and they said, we want you to actually build a full-size lab. And I said, okay, you want me to build a full-size lab? I'll take care of a full-size lab, but I'm going to want to go with PCs. And they said, no, we've got a special deal on Macs. That's what you're getting. All right.
Yeah.
So I said, fine. And I said, I'm going to have to spend some money. I mean, I got tables, I got chairs, I got everything. And I built a lab there, and people liked that. And then they said, okay, but now we're all going to switch over to PCs. And I was going, what I told you guys to do the first time. And from there, they said, can you build us another computer lab using PCs? And I said, sure. So I built another one with PCs.
So what grade level was this at? What grade level was this?
That was in high school.
High school.
Okay.
And from all of the stuff that I was doing in there, they were constantly calling me out of class to come down and work on their systems in the office, so that I had to leave my kids for a certain amount of time to go down there and help them set up new computers, set up a bunch of their other printers. And they were going, we've got this new software. And I'm going, all right, I'm a software engineer. I don't think so, but okay, give me the manual. Let me see what you're messing with, and I'll see what I can do. And I did that up until I retired in 2009.
Okay. So, David,
and from there, I mean, you know, if you go back to when I was working with the 2068, they were going, okay, now you do realize that you can get disk drives for it. And I was going, that's going to be a whole lot easier than using tape.
Yes.
And he says, yes, and we're changing over to, I can't even remember what it was, like RPM or something like this.
Yep.
And I went, all right. So I fought through that. I learned from the people down at Airco, which was in Austin, and just things back and forth until I got to where I was working with certain ones, and I was playing with it going, what do I use on this? How do I work this out? You're actually rewriting your operating system. I'm not sure I'm good enough to write operating systems. And eventually it came down to I switched over to CPM. And then from CPM, I got into doing regular old PCs or, 8088s. And eventually I started building them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I have messed with everything from one way all the way up. But it's been a ride and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, obviously, David, you're in Texas. So what user group was David mentioning?
That was a Fort Worth TSUG.
Okay.
Right. And Ryan? Hey, Ryan?
Yes.
And what was the name of the user group that you would hang out with sometimes?
It was TSUG of Fort Worth.
That's us.
That's David's.
How you doing, David?
I'm doing pretty good, Ryan. Good to see you.
I don't know if
You've got an envelope with his name on it still.
It's
was that?
newsletter.
I didn't see the name. I didn't see the name.
It's the newsletter.
Hang on, let me spot that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
Now he knows where he lives. Well, he lived.
Oh, believe me, I haven't moved.
Oh, okay.
No, I built furniture to house my 2068 and changed things around to where I could do other things in building furniture and stuff with it. I've been building furniture off and on for quite a while now, even though I was an English teacher.
So, David, some of the notes that I have, from your editorials in the newsletter, right, that you were using as late as 1987, you were still using your 2068. And
Yep.
at that point, you were testing out a program called Artworks to try to do shop drawings, for your projects. OmniCalc 2 to figure out your costs.
Right.
And that sort of thing. There's a whole bunch of stuff about your Airco system and learning how to use RPM. I think more recently, some of the issues that I have indexed have a series of articles where you're trying to learn how to use JRT Pascal.
Yeah, that was fun. That was almost as much fun as using reverse Polish notation, which one of the other guys brought in. And I think we even talked about going back and using, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was some of the original banking programs that people were writing.
Oh, that's
great. And I can't even remember what that is now, but when I first talked to some of the computer people, they were going, no, we don't do that anymore. And I was going, yeah, well, I'm still just learning how to figure it out. And then one of them actually pulled me in and said, I really want to show you this. And he showed me IBM punch cards. And I said, you're kidding. And he said, no. This is how we used to program. And God help you if you ever got one of the cards out of order. And I just was going, okay, I'm just going to stick with all this other stuff because you guys are scaring me with this. I did find out, though,
he was
that
doing that on purpose to scare you, right? I mean, they weren't still using it, right?
some banks were because it was proprietary.
Oh.
And they were still using those programs written.
Oh, shoot.
I think we lost you.
Oh, darn. That's too bad because
odd stuff.
Oh,
there it goes.
I think we might have missed like about 30 seconds of what you said there because you cut out.
I was going to say there was Fortran, and it was very interesting being taught how to do some of these things. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can write your first program doing hello world and seeing that on the screen and going, okay, I've got it. And no, you don't. Until somebody says, hey, have you ever tried assembler? And I was going, assembler? And they said, yeah, it's like writing machine code. And I went, no, haven't tried that. And that was when I found out that with the 2068, you could load things in areas of their memory that you wouldn't get to otherwise. And you could use that as something that you could get to. And I didn't understand all of it, but I tried it. And there were loader programs that they would load these things in and then load the rest of the program in. So they were doing special things that I was going, how do you know to do that? How do you know where to put it? And when they were going into that, that was beyond me. But I struggled and tried anyway.
That's fantastic.
Is my mic working now, David?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. I had a question for you real quick. I'm going to buy another Pico video card. And I noticed on your Andertone website that you've got one, I think a surface mount technology or something. It says SMT or something like that. It's $10 cheaper. But I'm wondering about the size of the board. Is it much smaller or what?
Yeah, it's a lot shorter.
A lot smaller?
Yep. Yep. It's the same, roughly the same width, but it's a lot shorter.
I see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, thanks.
Cool. So David,
help me decide which one I want to get. I think I can stick with the old one because the box is so tall that you won't be able to reach down in there to get the little micro SD card in or out.
Okay.
So with yours, if you notice on this, it's right here. It's right down up front here.
Right.
Right there. So it's not hard to get to.
Yep.
Reach in there and change it out or whatever.
Thank you for
And
joining
us. I recently had a go around with the remember when I first started doing the Pico and I wanted to make copies and use my own little micro SD cards, and I bought some and they just didn't work. Well, I think I figured out why, because I just ran through the same thing again. It has to be a class 4 card, 128, 256 meg. The class 10s do not work at all.
Right.
Can't get any class 10, 256, 128, don't matter. So I just put an order in for some Rex little card that I've already had that I put the program on. So I'm going to make a couple copies because I remember I loaded all my games on there on that Pico card. So it's something to note is that you can't just.
David Baulch, were you just done speaking? I was just wondering if you were still kind of.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
All right.
If David Anderson,
I think you had the floor there for a little bit.
Yeah, so David, I wanted to know a little bit about, like your user group meetings and how that stuff went.
Get
your drink.
I see Willie's on. Is that the Willie from?
That's our
Willie.
That's our Willie. Yes.
Is he going to make it to the? I don't think you're making it to the show either, right? Well, he's muted, but I don't think.
Not coming to the show.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. Make it, guys. Okay. I was hoping maybe I could get a JLO system or something from you, but we'll have to deal with that later. Anyway.
So
All
Dave,
right, back to what you were asking me, David.
yeah. Tell me, where did you guys meet? I mean, I'm a little familiar with Fort Worth. I'm
I
more
was
familiar
going
with
to say
Dallas.
where we met was in the library downtown.
Okay.
So we were lucky. As a matter of fact, we were very blessed to get there, and that was free.
Yeah.
And I was just, overwhelmed that we had that. And then there were occasions when we might meet over at somebody else's house because they would be showing us something that they had set up.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I can see the guy's face, but I cannot remember his name. I think it was Chuck.
Oh, Dawson, Chuck Dawson.
Dawson.
Yeah. Chuck would bring in, he would bring in things that you would, you chip in some money here and there, and here are all your component parts, and he'd bring in a little soldering iron, and that was the first time I learned solder in things, and he even taught us, okay, here's how you read these little, not even sure, resistors, and how much they were doing, and how you plug them into the cards, and I was just going, okay, what are you? And he's some kind of engineer. And I mean, there were people there that, well, like I said, Frank Boland, you talk to him, you would find out so much stuff about using ham radios and building ham radios and running things off of them. And
We
it
have
was
some of
just
his programs archived on the website.
Oh, he had some fantastic programs. The one that he had for the satellites.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics and everything. I'm sorry, my mouth was way down here just watching all of this stuff. And he was going, oh, yeah, this is, and you're just going, how can you go, yeah, there's nothing to it. And you're looking at this stuff, plugging in numbers, and all of a sudden it's taking you all over the places like Google Earth does, except this is in outer space, and you're going, I don't know how you do this. And this is, I don't want to say, this is a toy computer. I know it's a Z80, but everybody else is using 8088s or an 8086. And you're doing this, and I'm going, how are you pulling this off? And he just kind of goes, there's nothing to it. And just, I don't know. They were some unbelievable characters that were able to pull off stunts that I really thought were something special.
That's
and
really
learned
great.
a whole bunch from them.
How long did you guys last?
I can't even remember because the last time I was working on it, if I'm not mistaken, I was still writing my column that was on the Timex on Star Text. That was one of the first, I guess you could say, websites that the Fort Worth Star Telegram had.
Oh.
And I would do a monthly column on that, and then usually take part of that stuff and help turn it into the newsletter.
Interesting. Okay.
And that was where I was.
So by that time, it must have not have been Timex based. I mean, if you're talking about the web, or was it?
I think he means a bulletin board system similar.
Oh no, this was Star. It's called Star Text.
Yeah.
And it was, I guess, like a bulletin board, but it was also like a website
Okay.
for the newspaper, and they had other people that wrote columns on it, and telling everybody in the household, please stay off because Daddy's got to be on 300 baud modem doing these things. You can't pick up the phone or you'll disrupt what I'm doing, and learning how to upload stuff to it and download things to it. And I was using my 2068 to do it. And then when I got a 1200 baud, I was going, wow, this is going to be really fast. And I was just totally amazed at what I could pull off and the things that they were allowing us to do. I just, it was amazing. But
So-
yeah, I was doing that. I can't even remember the last time that I did that, but we were still kind of meeting at that time. But that would have been back in, I want to say, in the 80s.
Yeah, because I found a webpage about somebody who helped start that thing, and he says that it started in 1981. Because this person was a copy editor at the Star Telegram, and this was I guess a venture assisted by Tandy.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. Wow, that's crazy. And then Dallas.
That's right, because Tandy was based there, right?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Tandy was based there.
Tandy was based
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's really crazy, David. So do you have any of your old discs or tapes or?
I may have some of my tapes still. I'm going may. I'm not sure I've got a tape recorder that works anymore. But if I'm not mistaken, I still have my 2068. I put that up to where I could get to it. And I think during the time that started going out, I mean, people started dropping those down and saying, oh, well, we're going to the Commodore and all these other things.
Right.
I had even acquired a 1000 and a 1500. Now, if I still have those all put together, I have no idea. But
it still sounds like you guys were still meeting or maybe doing the user group stuff into the 90s.
That could very well be.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the internet. Well, I mean, BBS is obviously around before the internet, but the internet really didn't pop out till 93, right? So.
Oh, was Charles Stelding part of your group, David?
Yes, he was.
Wrote like a deep desktop publishing kind of program for the 2068.
I believe he did. Yes.
Okay. Did he show you that guy? Show you guys that?
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I don't remember.
That's okay.
I would say I think so.
Yeah.
But I would not guarantee that.
And did you guys meet monthly or weekly or biweekly? What was your meeting schedule?
I think we met once a month.
Once a month. That's usually about right for those kind of meetings.
Yeah.
But when we were there, those meetings were like, hey, get in there at maybe 6:30 and you don't leave until about 9 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
And I was surprised that the library let us stay that late. But I mean, we always cleaned up the room. We never had anything left there. So they were very, very happy to see that somebody was upstairs using those rooms But yeah, it was a wonderful thing.
That's
and
fantastic.
like I said, I learned so much from so many people, and watching them write programs and showing you how they wrote them and how to use other parts, and some of the other programs that were out there, plus the fact that there were some of them that were saying, yeah, I got this one that's for the ZX Spectrum. And I'm going, that's the UK version, right? And he goes, yeah, but it still works on ours. Okay, let's take a look at it. And I saw some things that I was going, if Timex ever got itself in gear, I think Timex would have continued going. I kept looking and looking as to why did it just go down, and I wish it never would have, because the things that they had in mind to do and the things that they had forecasted they could pull off were some of the similar things that they did with the ZX Spectrum in the UK.
Yeah.
And I think if they could have done that over here, I don't think you'd have had to worry about the Commodore 64 or anything else that became a disk-based system.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, Dave, because I think you're right. If Timex could have continued, I think they might have worked with, like John Oliger, the Erico people, and maybe they could have actually integrated some of that, their knowledge and technology into maybe a Timex product instead of being a JLO drive, right? A floppy disk drive system that
Right.
might have actually ended up, maybe something Timex USA would have said, hey, let's develop that into a Timex product, right? So, but that didn't happen. So these guys came out with these products on their own. But I'm just thinking, what if Timex stayed around? Maybe Timex might have taken them under their wing, and because they had some great products, that really helped the system out, and I think that would have been, beneficial to Timex to, put that under their wing.
Hey,
Carl.
Well, before we continue,
Yeah.
Juan said this is his first time, and we would like to just squeeze him in here before he needs
Grab
to
him.
get
Yeah,
off.
we just want to
real
grab you
quick.
for a second, Juan.
Can't hear you.
You've unmuted, but your microphone is not. I think that's the theme for the evening.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it could be. Okay.
Comments definitely made my day.
All right. Yeah, Juan, please come back because we want to talk, we want to chat with you. We want to find out your story and hear all about it.
All right.
Thank you,
Hey,
sir.
David, I wanted to show David something here.
Okay, let me spotlight you. Thank you, because I was going to
Also, remember we had Tim Ward on
we had
sometime
Tim,
back.
exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we did.
So here's your program.
Oh, is this a program that David wrote?
Oh, sorry. Here's the info when I was
Oh my God.
recovering my copy of the Fort Worth library tape.
Oh, Lord.
Which had lots of stuff, including some of my stuff on it.
Utilities, yes.
Remember Ben Jackson stuff?
Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh.
And
So yeah, I was going to ask you about this, David. I was going to sort of segue into it because Ryan, our right there, right? Ryan has this club library tape, and like as he indicates here, he was able to recover some stuff from it. Do you recall if you guys had other club library tapes?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I'm just when he was showing that, I'm sorry, I was going, okay, let's get in the Wayback Machine because this is just I do remember those. And like I said, guys were pulling off stuff that I did not understand. I was just glad to be there watching them do it. And when they were helping me and showing me how to do things, I thought I was pretty good at doing it. And of course, I found out later, no, you're not. But I just got the biggest kick out of doing it, and I figured anything that I needed, I'll write my own program. Well, eventually, I found out that I had it.
Uh-oh.
I still have it. I've got a Ford 2068. Um,
I can still hear you, but I can't see you anymore, David.
Yeah, don't worry about seeing me.
Oh, okay. Are you taking off your clothes or?
Nah, I'm gonna have to head off to bed pretty soon. There was a thing that we had that when we were doing it, it was so interesting about now, how can you make this run faster? And sure enough, somebody had a ZX Spectrum assembler.
Oh yeah.
Literally, you loaded your program in. I think you may have loaded the assembler first, and it ran it through and rewrote it all into machine code.
Oh, you're talking about how it took a basic program and would maybe speed it up, that kind of a.
That's exactly it.
Okay, yeah.
And I was going, okay.
What are those called again? Those have a name. The ones that convert basic to assembly line or
compiler usually.
Yeah, it was a compiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I actually saw that working, I was going, is it going to screw up anything? Because I know when I wrote with the help of the other teacher, because he was a computer teacher, he helped me to write his program for doing grades. And that was very slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, when I ran it through the compiler, it went a whole lot faster. And I said, if I make any mistakes, then at least I can go back in, correct the basic program, and then recompile the whole thing and still have the data part of the tape workable. Yep. So, I mean, I was learning to do things that I didn't think you could do. I was actually trying to figure out how to use the compartment that they were going to be putting the what is it?
The cartridge?
Yeah, the cartridge.
Yeah.
To where you could put in an adapter in through the cartridge port and have I don't know, another 256 or another 512K that you could access along with that, almost like an extension of your memory. I'm not sure that you'd be able to do it, but it was possible.
Very cool, David.
Like I said, I was thinking of a lot of things, not that I could ever pull it off. I just tried.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I've read a bunch of your editorials and a bunch of the articles that you've written, and you were doing, you were exploring a lot of different stuff. Trying to learn as much as you could, and it was pretty clear, that you were struggling. It was, but you were documenting that. You were sharing that with the other folks. Saying here's where I've gotten to, and here's the problems that I've run into, and how I'm working around those, and that part alone is just interesting to read.
Well, I appreciate it.
Listen, David, I'm glad you joined us. I mean, I'm glad I found you.
I hope I get to come in and see you guys again. I'd really enjoy that.
Yeah, come join us anytime. Mondays, first Monday of the month is 9 p.m. and then the third Sunday is 2 in the afternoon, which is a little more reasonable for some folks.
And that's Eastern times.
Eastern times, yes. So that's an hour difference for you, I think, in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, good night, fellas. I appreciate
David.
it.
Good night.
All right.
Au revoir.
Oh, that was fantastic. All right, so it's 5:02 according to my clock. And I just want to figure out what the third Sunday is going to be. The 21st of September, and we'll be meeting at 2 p.m. then. And I'm sure half of that's going to be
talking about what we just did the week before.
Talking about what we just did the week before.
Yeah, or I guess 2 weeks before.
Showing pictures, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah. Maybe someone will bring a Polaroid camera so we can take pictures and have them develop time.
Can you get a Polaroid camera still?
Yes.
Does it work with the same technology, or is it making a printout of picture?
No, it's same film.
It's still the same stuff.
Wow, that's pretty. I want to say awesome. Is it awesome? I think it's awesome.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm asking the wrong people. You guys still play with your Timex computers, so you're all going to say that's awesome. So.
Yeah, you need to talk to the millennials and the Gen Zers.
Or maybe they're going to think it's even more awesome. I don't know.
No, most of those people wouldn't want. Some of them are kind of retro people, but I think most of the modern generation is like, why would I want to develop a picture?
Yeah.
I want it now.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you guys have Urban Outfitters, but that's one of the places where you can go and get this film. And that's like, a Gen Z millennial, whatever store. So
okay.
All right. Well,
we have like just a couple minutes. Can I ask a quick question about that program I asked about in the chat?
Yes.
The basic compiler. And you said there's one called the Time Machine.
Yep.
Like, so it just takes the basic program and kind of does its best to make all of it into an assembler, or what does it do?
Yeah. So it's actually a British thing called High Soft Basic, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
And so it's written by this guy, Cameron Hain, came out in around 1986. Written for the Spectrum, obviously.
Okay.
And then,
I had High Soft Basic for the Amiga, actually, so that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same company, right? They did C and they did Pascal, which David Solly likes using their High Soft Pascal. Yeah, because you throw your program at it, and it, like everything else, it has limitations. I think I don't know what the variable issues were, but usually there's like some limitation on you have only X number of integer variables and certain restrictions on what you can do with strings and garbage like that. But
don't forget too, Adam, that the OS of the Timex is all in machine language.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So all you're kind of doing there is you're just de-interpreting the basic and just making it, maybe making it use the, you're calling the routines. Yeah, you're calling the routines for those basic functions directly. Once you've decompiled, or interpreted the basic into machine language, that way you can.
You're pre-interpreting basically.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, all those basic commands go to a machine language routine.
Right.
Right. So if you interpret the basic pre-interpret it, like Ryan kind of says, and then you build a machine code program out of the basic program, well then it'll run, many times faster, right? I mean, I
Right.
think there's other compilers like that too that the British came out with for the Spectrum, but I know they were for the other machines too that use
Sure. Yeah.
BASIC. I'm sure even Commodore probably and Atari had it. So
Yep, for sure.
So
Okay, that was all. I don't want to keep the meeting going. I just
oh no,
was
I
wondering.
just want to point out one thing. There was a guy, Stan Lemke, who wrote program called Pixel Print Plus, which was also a little desktop publishing type program. And he wrote it in BASIC, and then he would compile it with that Time Machine compiler. And apparently, for the vast majority of the time that he was developing this program, he was using cassette, and only very late in his process did he finally get a disk drive system, which massively changed his
Right.
development process. But yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah, I also am aware that people would do that to make it so people couldn't understand and change their programs that they had that they sold. Like if it was
commercial,
basic.
copy protection, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was used for a lot of different things, including obviously speeding things up. So, and I guess if you wrote it in BASIC, you'd sometimes have to slow your program down. So once it was compiled, it would be,
It would get too fast.
Yeah.
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 Because that could be an issue as well.
Because there's kind of a one question for Mowgli and maybe David too. Do you know where all the tables are going to be situated? I mean, I kind of see I looked at a table of the tables or a listing of the tables, and it just kind of gives you, your number, but I don't know
One
where.
of those things, Carl, is a map.
I saw a map, but it's just like a map of all the tables.
But each table has a letter on it.
Yes.
And we're at group F. And so if you look at your name in the spreadsheet, I think you are like F08 or something. And you look at the F group, not the F troop, but the F group, and you'll see each table is individually numbered.
Okay, so we all are together then.
We are.
I just assumed, yeah.
Yep, I'm at the corner because I got two tables, and so mine wrap around the corner, and then most of us, sort of goes a strip down the one side.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're near the Dayton Computer Museum. People are, I think, in the same group, and a very long time ago, there was a big Timex gathering at one of those Dayton meetings, group meetings.
Dayton, Ohio?
Dayton, Ohio. Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, I just hope, I hope we get some time because obviously somebody's gonna have to man the tables to a degree. Because I mean, I don't want to be, obviously I don't think any of us want to be stuck behind the table for the whole time because there's a whole show to kind of see, right?
Yep.
So, hopefully we can work that out. So, hey man, I'm gonna go walk around the show for a little bit.
I guess that's a question is, do they have this sometimes these things have volunteers that help watch tables. Do we know if they have that?
We don't have that as far as I know. But that's part of why everybody's together is, then you'll be able to wander off at some point and, you'll know who your neighbors are. You'll have known them from this group and stuff. And so, as Carl said, you'll be able to wander off and somebody else can watch your table for the time being. And usually if you're selling things at your table, like friends of mine sell things, and if they go wander off and I'm there, the deal is like, they have posted prices on their thing. I can't haggle with the people if they want to haggle over the prices, they have to come back later and talk to my friends who are there. But if they want to pay the listed price, then I can take the listed price for them and things like that. But everybody can do that how they feel like. If you feel comfortable with that, if you don't feel comfortable with it, you don't have to. I'm just saying that in general, having a bunch of people you know around you is going to make it easier for you to leave your table and go and do stuff in the middle of the convention and see all the stuff that's going on. There are also some talks. So that's another thing. Like if you want to go to a talk for an hour, eventually it will get interesting because Saturday night's the auction or Saturday evening. I think that's going to go from 4 until we usually try and wrap it up around 7 or 7:30. And a lot of people want to see that or at least
It's
poke their
usually
head
pretty
in
fun,
it.
right? And sometimes funny because people will do silly things.
Jason's pretty good. He's got some pretty good shtick.
Oh, is Jason Scott doing it or?
Jason is one of the founders. Well, not one of the founders, but he's one of the people who currently runs this iteration of Midwest.
Okay.
And but he also does auctions for a variety of other Chicago shows that also want to have an auction kind of thing.
And that's in another room, right? That's in like one of the presentation rooms, right?
Yeah, that'll be in one of the presentation rooms. And that's I will spend a lot of my time on Saturday not at my table because I'll be running back and forth between various things and handling like input of the auction and deciding to some extent what goes into the auction, what doesn't go in the auction, and things like that. So that's what I spend a lot of Saturday on, and then Sunday is much more of a free day for me because the auction is over Saturday night. And at that point, everybody pays for their stuff, picks up their stuff. And so Sunday is a nice kind of quiet day at the show.
Yeah, because I did get a slot for a talk, the last slot, I guess, on Sunday, and it's a secondary room, but it sounds like it says that you guys got extra volunteers, so that those will be recorded as well, because initially I guess they weren't, right? Or do you know anything about that?
I don't know about the recording. Jim Leonard
Okay.
tends to supervise all of the recording stuff. But that's part of what we'll be setting up probably on Thursday, along with all of the tables and things like that. So
And I assume it's a video, it's going to record you video wise, and maybe there's a hookup for your, if you're presenting something that'll get directly recorded somehow, or do you know? Maybe.
normally there's a camera with audio pointed at the stage and such, and that's as far as that goes. If you have displays or something that you're putting up on an overhead or whatever, usually they just take that off of the screen.
Okay.
And
All right.
presumably, it shows up on the screen.
Cool. Because this may be my, I mean, I'm almost 60, but at least I'm getting my 15 minute. Well, I guess now my 45 minutes of fame.
Whatever. What is your topic, Carl?
It's Timex made computers, and what
Oh,
the hell were
that's
they
right.
thinking?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like with a question mark, right? Timex made computers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, I mean, probably these, people in the know, obviously, but
yeah,
still, it's always kind of a footnote or oh, it's a Timex Sinclair 1000. Oh, that's a great doorstop. They don't think of it as a computer.
Yeah, even when we went to the local computer meeting a month or two ago, like people were like, Timex. They were like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially 40 years on, the Timex is like nobody remembers that they actually make computers.
Right.
Because they're if you know, but if you don't know, then yeah, you're not gonna other than the big names, right? Commodore, Atari. I mean, they might not even know that
Atari. A lot of people, like just earlier today, my wife was saying Atari. Most people when I say Atari, they just think they do know the name from something, but they think of it as like a game system only.
Video
period
game,
zero.
right.
And if that, it's the 2600. If they remember that far back.
Right. That's kind of where I was going. Is that Atari? They know Atari, but they just know it because of the VCS.
Yeah.
They didn't know that they made computers too. Okay.
Oh, cool. So Peyton just posted that most of last year's talks were made it into video. There's a VCF Midwest channel on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that. So I mean, initially when they said, if you get into a secondary room, there's no volunteers to record it. The main rooms they would, but then when I got my position, that I got invited to talk, I'm in a secondary room, but they said, hey, we got enough volunteers, so that will be recorded, even though you're in the secondary room. So
yeah, I know we're supposed to have more volunteers this year because up to this point, volunteers have been relatively limited. And there's kind of like 4 of us that handle some of the major function stuff. And then Jim handles all the AV stuff. And we had basically like 2 or 3 other volunteers last year who manned the main desk area and handled questions and all of that stuff. Supposedly this year we're going to have a more organized volunteer effort. Chicago has, and I don't know whether it's Chicago or Illinois, but somebody somewhere there has a thing where volunteers actually can get paid work time to volunteer for things like shows like this. And we had one last year, and she was great, and helped like most of the weekend until she had to go deal with her daughter. And apparently we're getting some more people as part of that program this time around. So
cool.
yeah, because I was just thinking, maybe do I need to bring my video camera? But they said it's going to be recorded, so I'm thinking if it is, great, then I won't worry about that, and just hopefully it happens.
Well, I mean, you can bring your camera if you want to.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's true too. But
shouldn't prevent you from doing that.
Right. But it was just like if it wasn't going to be recorded, then I guess I would
take it anyway, just in case. You never. Who
yeah,
knows?
I probably will. But it's just because I'm going to have like a PowerPoint. I don't know if it's the secondary rooms are going to have like a projector that you can hook a PowerPoint or a computer to. Do you know that, Mowgli? Or
I do not know. That's something. So when you submitted for your talk, did you mention that you wanted projection?
I don't think there was a thing for that. I mean, obviously there's like an open question, any kind of request that you have, but I don't think I put anything in like that. I just kind of was assuming that, because most places I've done that, it's like a meeting room, right? You're going to have a projector so you can project to, but maybe not in this case. So
the problem with the hotel stuff usually is if you want to use their stuff, there's a fee associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not know if, because last year there was only one actual talks room. They've expanded that space as well as expanding the exhibitor space this year. So I do not know if they're also paying for AV stuff in the extra space that they've added. Though I'll find out from when we show up on Thursday, because Jim will be the one probably on Thursday running most of his AV stuff. So, and if I remember, I'll ask them about that. If the secondary rooms are going to have any kind of thing like that.
Okay. Because I know like they had like a YouTubers channel, and so they're all kind of sitting up there. They're not really presenting anything, but I think a lot of the
Carl,
other
I think since we're I think 12
we're
minutes over.
Yeah.
Let's handle this like in the group. Because and we'll just deal with there. We're still at 2 weeks. Not to cut you off.
No, I know.
I just I mean, other people's time is important too. So thank you guys. I've had a good meeting. Thank you for putting this together, David, and always doing this for us. I appreciate it.
Yeah. See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yep.
All right, see you guys in Chicago.
Okay.
Yep.